Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back. Now I let loose on a bunch of my corn. Not a lot, because all of my contracts are booked for November, but because they're calling for snow. So today in this video, the day that I filmed the video, is the last day that we had before they were calling for snow that night, and we got it at 10 o'clock. So it was kind of a mad dash. We got all the bins are full. Let me rephrase that. We have the one bin full. The stirrator is working at peak performance, and that corn really isn't all that wet. It was going in at 19 or 20%, and with the heat that we're putting to it, it should dry down within a few days. We'll get it transferred over to the Sioux cup, and we can finish filling off the Sioux. And then, depending on how dry things are and what the weather is looking like, more than likely probably just load everything onto the semi straight out of the field and get it gone, because they are starting to threaten us with more and more snow. They're calling for up to a foot here in 2 days. So this is the first field of mine that I've ran, and it was only I think 13 acres. It ran really well. It set a record as far as me ever running it, so I'm fairly happy with it. We did a lot of management to it on top of it. So I mean, it did take a lot of dollars to get the yields that we got, or that I got. And yes, I do have my ride along partner with me. So Calvin really enjoys riding along, and the standability on this stuff is pretty awesome. And this is 6220. I believe I want to say DeKalb, but we're just going to go with DeKalb. 6220. It out yielded everything we've combined so far by 13 bushels. So really performed, but it was also a racehorse performance hybrid. Andrew actually has a video. I don't know if I'll get it from him or not, of the night before when we started. This is the next day. We went through and we filled up the carts and the semi the night before. We ran till I think it was right around midnight, 11:30 or so. And just because we knew that this weather was coming. So the snow that we got today is about 80% melted back off, but the ground is really soft. It is really muddy. And today alone, I almost got the gator stuck. Ryan got the JCB stuck. And it's just one of those things where you know for certain you'd be crazy to go out and try to run the combine. So we're kind of doing some odd jobs. We went through and put new batteries in the 4020. Needed them. There were 2011s that were in there, and I'm gonna go through and service everything between today and tomorrow, just so we're ready. Because after we get past the 1st November, it's pretty much, if the weather is looking decent and we can get through the fields, we got enough acres to cover yet that there's no reason to not be doing something. Tillage is a big iffy as far as how much we're going to get done, if we're going to get anything done. Mother Nature's being awfully difficult this year, basically from January clear up to November. And I'm really hoping that, I've been saying it all summer, that hopefully it'll clear up in a few days or a week or so, but it would really be nice that if anybody has Mother Nature's number, to just give her a call and do me a favor and see if November can at least be 4 weeks of decent running would be really nice. And hydrous, as far as this next year's corn goes, I'd like to do anhydrous in all of our soybean stubble. That was the plan up until about a month ago, and just from what how the crops look and the way the yields are coming off, I mean, our yields are about 30 bushels better than what they were last year. So it's kind of, I don't know, breaking up your nitrogen applications is huge. Anhydrous is basically one of those nitrogen applications where if you're going to apply it in the fall and you're going to, basically that's all you're really going to do for nitrogen. If you're going to put a little starter down, or if you're going to put a little up front before you plant, but anhydrous is great because it stays in the soil longer, and you see the plant health last longer into August than what you normally see, like if you're doing like urea or just 28 and just putting that all up front. So I like to side dress the cultivator. I think it's great. Andrew was skeptical that first year, and for me at least, I go through and I side dressed and put fertilizer down on all my corn. And Dad cultivated a bunch of his corn. I think he got about 100 acres done. And Andrew says I'd be crazy to give up cultivating, and I don't really have a whole lot of desire to give it up anyway, but I'd actually enjoy it too. It's really big just being able to put some fertilizer down really when the plant needs it, because if you don't know what the weather's going to do, a lot like this year was the first year where I really struggled, and I did not actually cultivate side dress all of my corn this year. There's about 50 acres I didn't get done. So I guess we're going to see how that's going to turn out. And you can see I got a skip row there on the far right. That is actually from the corn planter, because I made my first outside pass. I did my first 12 rows. But when I made that first 12 row pass, I actually set an AB line with the RTK and the Ag Leader monitor, that exact same monitor that's up in the upper right screen. And what it did is it gave me a straight back and forth pass, which is what you're seeing me drive down right now. I mean, I absolutely love how straight these rows are. It might not seem like much for people that maybe don't do much spraying, which we don't, or combine operator or anything else like that, but it is a big relief on the operator, or at the end of the day for said operator, when you're not stressing yourself out trying to run in a straight line or keep the rows lined up in the corn head. Because I don't know if you can see how much my eyes are going back and forth, but I'm watching all 6 rows. I'm watching that pop can. I'm watching the monitor. I'm watching the settings in the combine, and I'm constantly adjusting speed. The harvest loss monitor, like, pegs wide open or all the way to the right. If I go over a mile, 1.8 miles an hour is about what I was maxed out at. This stuff was coming in really heavy. There's a lot of corn ears coming into the head. I planted this field at 36,000 seeds per acre, and at that population, all the ears were healthy, all the ears were there, and the corn standability. This did get fungicide. We never really did much in the past as far as applying much of any, if any, fungicide in the past, and I'm for it. I never was against it, but actually Andrew, our agronomist, was very big on use it, do it if you need it. Don't just plan on it from the get-go. I'm not really worried too overly much as far as dry down in the fall. I mean, this year was very, very wet all summer long. That's no secret to anybody. But this stuff came out of the field at 23.3%, and ideally I would have preferred it right around that 2021. The dockage, I think I did lose right around 100 bushels, give or take. For what it was yielding, I'm not going to sit and tell you guys what it yields, just because that is pretty well close to chest information. The yields are awesome. I mean, I'm not disappointed with them at all. Even the soybeans, they did really well. But I try to watch our cost production. I try to watch what we're putting into the crop, and I'm also trying to watch what we're making per bushel. That's why I market the way I do, and I'm a little bit more aggressive than I was in the past 4 or 5 years. And the snow that we got is kind of stressing me out. I don't know anybody that it isn't. Everybody's in the same boat, which maybe is what helps, because it's not like you're the only one in that boat, that there's potentially a foot of snow coming in another day or two, and it's kind of concerning as what that's going to do with our harvest season, because we have a very awesome crop out there. I mean, it's knocking off last year's yields by over 30 bushels to the acre in some places, and as little as maybe even 5 to 10 bushels. So we haven't found any field that we've harvested yet to this point that's yielded worse than last year. And we thought we had the world by the behind last year. So overall, everybody wants to feel good. Everybody's happy. It's just that I think everybody's a little stressed out, a little wrung out, just because everybody has bills to pay, and our main option, our main income to pay those bills is currently standing out in the fields. So yeah, it's understandable. I mean, I wish I could be as relaxed as the dog who's actually sleeping on my foot, but oh well, it's a good thing I love him. And you can see he's getting spoiled too. He's got the little scarf. He gets his monthly groom at PetSmart. So all right, I think we've pretty well talked enough, and I'm planning on doing more combining. This is literally just all I did. That's all I had of my own. I think it would help me sleep a little bit better at night knowing that at least I had something off. So it was spotted out, so I lost about 8 bushels selling it in October as opposed to November. But it's just nice to also say that at least that much is done, and knowing that it's yielding the way it is after stressing all summer about it. So all right, thanks for riding along. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the channel. What's a good comment for today? Because if you guys don't like to comment, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button. But as far as commenting, if you're looking for something to comment, let's see. What's the earliest you've ever combined corn? That's a farmer question again, isn't it? Yeah, let's go with that though. What's the earliest you've seen anybody combine corn? There, that's a good one. Or harvest corn. So the earliest I've seen is the end of August, combining corn. So that's my 2 cents. So until tomorrow night, until next time, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.